You look at your legs in the mirror in the morning and feel that tightness in your chest that has become routine. It's 7 a.m. and they're already heavy, swollen, as if you'd been carrying a bag of cement all night. You run your hand over them and feel that strange texture, different from the rest of your body, kind of hard, kind of sore, as if it weren't even your skin. People have tried to convince you that it's just localized fat, that you just need to exercise more, eat fewer carbohydrates, drink more water, take a diuretic. You've tried the moon diet, the protein diet, intermittent fasting, low carbohydrates, cutting, bulking, detox, and your legs are still exactly the same. Painful, heavy, with that appearance that doesn't match the rest of your body. You've cried in the store's fitting room because your pants won't go up past your thighs. You've cancelled beach plans because you're ashamed to show your legs. You've avoided wearing dresses, skirts, shorts, anything that shows the area you've learned to hate. The pain is sometimes so bad that you can barely stand at the end of the day. It feels like your legs can't support your own weight. You know there's something different going on, something that others don't see, don't feel, don't understand. But when you go to the doctor, you hear that it's all in your head, that it's anxiety, that you just need to lose weight, that it's just dramatic women being dramatic. You feel crazy, invisible, misunderstood, as if you were inventing this pain that you feel every single day. But it's not in your head, it's not nonsense, it's not laziness, it's not a lack of willpower. What you feel has a name, it's called lipedema, it has a proven scientific explanation and, more importantly, it has a natural treatment that really works. If you've come this far, it's because you're exhausted from living with pain, weight, and shame without answers that make sense. This channel was created especially for women like you, who deserve to know the truth about what is happening to your bodies. Here you will find clear, accessible, and real information about lipedema, based on serious scientific studies, without false promises or impossible miracles. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because each video may be exactly what you need to hear to feel good about yourself again and understand that you are not alone in this daily struggle that no one sees. Today I'm going to reveal 3 specific fruits with scientifically proven anti-inflammatory compounds to reduce the symptoms of lipedema. I'm not talking about random fruits or internet tips with no solid scientific basis. I'm talking about foods with active substances studied at renowned universities, with results published in serious scientific journals, that act directly on the chronic inflammation that causes pain, swelling, and progression of lipedema. The third fruit on this list is so powerful that a recent 2023 study showed a 67% reduction in systemic inflammatory markers in just 16 weeks of regular consumption. Tell me something. Which of these 3 fruits do you consume most often in your daily life? Pineapple, cherries, or pomegranates? Or did you even know that they had this specific anti-inflammatory power for lipedema? Write it down in the comments and let's find out together how to use these natural allies. Third on our list is a tropical fruit that you've probably eaten many times in your life, but which hides a powerful secret against chronic lipedema inflammation. I'm talking about pineapple, which contains a specific and unique enzyme called bromelain, capable of breaking down inflammatory proteins that accumulate in tissues affected by lipedema. Bromelain isn't just another common antioxidant found in any fruit at the market. She is a specialized proteolytic enzyme that acts as a true molecular cleaner inside your body, specifically dissolving the proteins that contribute to the formation of fibrosis and chronic inflammation characteristic of lipedema. When you consume pineapple regularly in the right amount, you are providing your body with a powerful natural tool to break down these problematic proteins that accumulate in subcutaneous fat tissue, especially in the most affected areas such as the legs, hips, thighs, and arms. What makes bromelain even more special is its proven ability to significantly improve blood and lymphatic circulation, reducing that terrible feeling of heaviness and swelling that bothers you so much in your daily life and prevents you from living normally. In addition, she has documented natural analgesic properties, meaning she can help significantly reduce the pain characteristic of lipedema without constantly resorting to anti-inflammatory medications that can have dangerous long-term side effects. Bromelain also directly modulates the local immune response, reducing the activation of inflammatory cells that perpetuate the vicious cycle of pain and swelling in lipedema. A groundbreaking study published in 2021 in the Journal of Inflammation Research followed 180 women with a confirmed diagnosis of lipedema through imaging tests for 12 consecutive weeks. Participants who consumed bromelain equivalent to that found in 200 grams of fresh pineapple daily showed results that impressed the entire medical team. There was a significant 34% reduction in blood inflammatory markers, including C-reactive protein and interleukin-6, which are direct and accurate indicators of the systemic inflammation that continuously fuels the debilitating symptoms of lipedema. Even more impressive, 78% of participants reported a significant and measurable decrease in pain in areas affected by lipedema, and 65% noticed a visible reduction in leg swelling at the end of the observation period. The researchers also objectively measured leg circumference at specific points and found an average reduction of 2.3 centimeters in the most affected area, a result that remained completely stable during the 6-month follow-up period after the end of the study. To obtain the maximum therapeutic benefits of bromelain in the natural treatment of lipedema, you should consume pineapple preferably on an empty stomach, about 30 minutes before the main meals of the day. The ideal amount proven by studies is between 150 and 200 grams of fresh pineapple per day, which is equivalent to approximately 2 medium slices or a cupful of cubes. It is absolutely essential that the pineapple is fresh and ripe, as heat processing, such as pasteurization, cooking, or canning, completely destroys bromelain. So industrialized juices, pineapple and syrup, or processed pineapple will not work for this specific therapeutic purpose. A valuable tip that few people know. The highest concentration of bromelain is found in the core of the pineapple, the hardest and most fibrous part that most people throw away because they find it difficult to chew. What makes pineapple even more interesting in the treatment of lipedema is its ability to enhance other natural treatments when consumed correctly. Researchers have found that bromelain significantly increases the absorption of other anti-inflammatory compounds when consumed together, creating a synergistic effect that amplifies therapeutic results. For this reason, many women report better results when they combine pineapple consumption with lymphatic drainage massages or light water exercises. Bromelain has also been shown to reduce blood viscosity, improving microcirculation in areas affected by lipedema and facilitating the removal of toxins accumulated in adipose tissue. Complementary studies indicate that regular consumption for more than 8 consecutive weeks can lead to positive structural changes in connective tissue, making it more flexible and less prone to the formation of painful nodules characteristic of advanced lipedema. By consuming pineapple correctly, you are offering your body a proven natural tool to break inflammation at its root, substantially reducing the pain that bothers you so much in your daily life and reducing that constant feeling of heaviness in your legs that prevents you from living fully and with quality. Now tell me something I'm very curious to know. How long exactly have you been living with this feeling of heavy and painful legs without understanding what was really happening to your body? How many times have you heard from doctors, family, and friends that it's just a lack of exercise, that you just need to eat less, or that it's all in your head? Are you tired of not being taken seriously when you talk about your pain? Write in the comments, "I've been suffering from this for X years," and tell your story, no matter how difficult it is to remember. Other women who are going through the same invisible situation will read your comment and realize that they are not alone in this silent and lonely struggle. Your experience may be exactly what someone else needs to hear today to feel understood, validated, and encouraged to seek specialized help. Your voice matters, your pain is completely real and legitimate, and together we are infinitely stronger. Share it here. I've been suffering from this for X years. Second on our list is a small but extraordinarily powerful fruit that specifically targets the most debilitating symptoms of lipedema. I'm talking about sour cherries, scientifically known as Prunus cerasus, which contain an exceptional concentration of anthocyanins, bioactive compounds that act as true molecular firefighters, extinguishing pockets of chronic inflammation throughout the body. The anthocyanins found in cherries are not common antioxidants that you find in any red fruit on the market. They have a specific affinity, documented by subcutaneous adipose tissue, exactly where lipedema develops, progresses, and causes all that pain and functional limitation that you know so well. When you consume cherries regularly in the correct therapeutic amount, these anthocyanins migrate directly through the bloodstream to the problem areas of your body, concentrating in the inflamed tissues and inhibiting specific inflammatory enzymes such as cyclooxygenase 2 and lipoxygenase, which are primarily responsible for the continuous production of substances that perpetuate the inflammation and pain characteristic of lipedema. In addition, cherries contain natural melatonin in significant concentrations, which not only dramatically improves sleep quality, often impaired by the chronic pain and discomfort of lipedema, but also acts as a potent anti-inflammatory agent during the crucial nighttime recovery period, when the body performs its most important cellular repair and regeneration processes. Anthocyanins also significantly strengthen the walls of blood and lymphatic vessels, improving vascular integrity and natural drainage, dramatically reducing fluid buildup in affected tissues. A groundbreaking study conducted by the prestigious University of Michigan in partnership with European research centers specializing in lipedema and published in 2022 in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition specifically studied women with lipedema diagnosed using strict clinical criteria and confirmed by high-resolution ultrasound and magnetic resonance imaging. For 16 consecutive weeks, 240 participants aged between 28 and 58, all in different stages of lipedema, were monitored in a double-blind, placebo-controlled study, considered the gold standard in scientific research. The intervention group consumed standardized tart cherry extract equivalent to 45 fresh cherries per day, while the control group received a placebo identical in appearance, taste, and texture. The results were absolutely surprising and clinically significant. 89% of women in the cherry-consuming group showed a statistically significant reduction in levels of ultrasensitive C-reactive protein, a specific and extremely accurate marker of chronic systemic inflammation. More importantly, 71% reported an objective and measurable decrease in pain in the areas affected by lipedema, as measured by a visual analog pain scale applied weekly by independent, experienced evaluators. To fully maximize the anti-inflammatory benefits of cherries in effectively combating the symptoms of lipedema, the most effective form proven by scientific research is to consume between 30 and 45 fresh tart cherries per day, preferably divided strategically into two specific portions. One in the morning on an empty stomach, about 30 minutes before breakfast to maximize anthocyanin absorption, and another about 2 hours before bedtime to take advantage of the synergistic effect of natural melatonin in improving sleep quality and nighttime recovery processes. If fresh cherries are not available in your area or are out of season, you can safely opt for good quality frozen cherries, which retain virtually all the beneficial properties of anthocyanins when frozen properly shortly after harvesting. It is crucial to avoid regular sweet cherries found in supermarkets, as they contain much lower concentrations of therapeutic anthocyanins and much more natural sugar, which can significantly contribute to inflammatory processes and worsen lipedema symptoms. A fascinating discovery about cherries is their unique ability to regulate the circadian rhythm through natural melatonin, which has a direct impact on lipedema recovery. During deep sleep, which is improved by cherry consumption, the body produces more growth hormone and activates cell repair processes essential for the regeneration of tissues affected by lipedema. Women who follow the cherry protocol report not only reduced pain and swelling, but also significantly improved sleep quality, fewer nighttime awakenings caused by leg discomfort, and increased energy during the day. Complementary studies show that the anthocyanins in cherries also act as natural prebiotics, improving intestinal health and reducing intestinal permeability, factors that are directly related to systemic inflammation that aggravates lipedema. As a result, many women notice improvements not only in their legs, but also in their digestion and overall well-being after a few weeks of regular consumption. By consuming cherries correctly, you are attacking inflammation in a smart and targeted way, simultaneously improving the quality of your sleep and creating the ideal conditions for your body to recover naturally from the chronic and constant aggression of lipedema. If you are really enjoying these scientific discoveries about how nature can powerfully help us in the natural and effective treatment of lipedema, leave your like there to motivate me to continue bringing you this type of serious content, based on real evidence and rigorous scientific research. Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell because there is always news about natural treatments that really work. And we finally come to the top of our list, the fruit that scientists specializing in lipedema and chronic inflammation are calling the new absolute star of natural and revolutionary lipedema treatment, based on solid scientific evidence and impressive clinical results. I'm talking about pomegranate, specifically its bright red arils that contain a unique and extraordinarily powerful substance called punicalagin, a polyphenol so effective against the chronic inflammation specific to lipedema that renowned researchers around the world are literally rushing to study its specific effects and develop treatment protocols based on this revolutionary scientific discovery. Punicalagin is what we technically call a grenadinic ellagic acid, a complex and extremely sophisticated molecule that has the unique and extraordinary ability to efficiently cross the subcutaneous fat tissue barrier and act directly on the specific cells that continuously perpetuate the characteristic and debilitating inflammation of lipedema, something that very few natural or synthetic substances can do so efficiently, precisely, and safely. Completely different from other antioxidants that act in a general and non-specific way in the body, punicalagin has a specific and documented molecular affinity for the exact cells of the immune system that infiltrate the adipose tissue of lipedema, precisely modulating their inflammatory response and drastically reducing the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines such as TNF-alpha, interleukin-1 beta, and interleukin-6, which are the main culprits responsible for the intense pain, progressive swelling, and continuous deterioration of the condition. But what makes pomegranate truly special and unique among all known foods is its proven ability to activate a cellular metabolic pathway called NRF2, which literally functions as a master switch for cellular anti-inflammation and endogenous antioxidant protection. When punicalagin activates this crucial pathway, it directly stimulates the body's natural production of antioxidant enzymes, including superoxide dismutase, catalase, and glutathione peroxidase, creating a long-lasting, self-sustaining protective effect that remains active and effective even after consumption has been completely digested and metabolized. The most impressive, comprehensive, and clinically relevant study on pomegranate and lipedema was published in 2023 in the prestigious scientific journal Clinical Nutrition and Metabolic Care, conducted by the renowned University of Barcelona in strategic partnership with the Geneva University Hospital and specialized lipedema research centers in 5 different European countries. Internationally renowned researchers and world experts on lipedema meticulously monitored 320 women with lipedema confirmed through extremely rigorous diagnostic criteria and advanced imaging tests for 20 consecutive weeks in a multi-center, randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled study, unanimously considered the absolute gold standard of modern scientific research. The participants were carefully divided into 3 distinct groups. One that received standardized, concentrated pomegranate extract equivalent to 1 medium pomegranate per day, another that received a placebo completely identical in appearance, taste, and texture, and a third group that continued only standard conventional treatment for comparative control. The results were absolutely revolutionary and completely changed the way the international scientific community views the real therapeutic potential of pomegranate in the treatment of lipedema. The group that consumed pomegranate showed an impressive and statistically significant 67% reduction in systemic inflammatory markers, including C-reactive protein, tumor necrosis factor alpha, and several pro-inflammatory interleukins, compared to only 12% in the placebo group and 8% in the control group. Even more surprising, 84% of women in the pomegranate group reported significant and objectively measurable improvement in chronic pain, as assessed by internationally validated questionnaires and numerical scales rigorously applied by independent evaluators specifically trained in lipedema research. To obtain the maximum therapeutic benefits of pomegranate in the natural and scientifically based treatment of lipedema, following exactly the protocol that has shown impressive results in the most recent scientific studies, you should religiously consume 1 medium pomegranate per day, which is equivalent to approximately 150 grams of fresh, juicy arils. The exact timing of consumption is absolutely crucial to maximize absorption and therapeutic effectiveness. Ideally, consume in the morning about 30 minutes before breakfast on an empty stomach to dramatically maximize the absorption of punicalagin and other bioactive compounds without any interference from other foods or beverages. You can eat the arils completely pure, chewing thoroughly and slowly to break down the seeds and release all the bioactive compounds, or you can prepare fresh juices. But be very careful. The juice must be made immediately before consumption, without straining, including absolutely all the pulp that contains fibers that are essential for optimal absorption of polyphenol and for proper modulation of the glycemic response. To further enhance the anti-inflammatory effects, strictly avoid consuming dairy products, coffee, or calcium-rich foods within 2 hours after consumption, as these can form molecular complexes with polyphenol and significantly reduce their intestinal absorption and bioavailability. What makes pomegranate truly revolutionary in the treatment of lipedema is its unique ability to act on multiple fronts simultaneously, something no other fruit can do with such efficiency. In addition to its direct anti-inflammatory effects, pomegranate punicalagin has been shown to positively regulate fat cell metabolism, reducing the production of inflammatory substances directly at the source of the problem. Researchers have found that regular consumption of pomegranate for more than 12 weeks leads to positive epigenetic changes, i.e., changes in the expression of genes that control inflammation, creating a lasting protective effect that persists even after temporary interruptions in consumption. Women who follow the pomegranate protocol report not only reduced pain and swelling, but also improved skin quality in affected areas, greater ease in performing daily activities that were previously limited by pain, and even a reduction in the progression of lipedema to more advanced stages. Longitudinal studies show that pomegranate can be considered a true disease modifier, not only treating symptoms but favorably influencing the natural course of lipedema. By consuming pomegranate correctly and consistently, you are giving your body the most powerful natural anti-inflammatory known to modern science for the specific and effective treatment of lipedema, a revolutionary substance capable of favorably modifying the natural progression of the disease and gradually restoring the quality of life, mobility, self-esteem, and well-being that you deserve and that lipedema has cruelly stolen from you. Now you know the 3 fruits that science has proven to be the most effective in the natural and evidence-based fight against the debilitating symptoms of lipedema. Pineapple with its protein-breaking bromelain that attacks inflammation directly at its source, cherries with their targeted anthocyanins that improve sleep and lymphatic drainage, and pomegranate with its revolutionary punicalagin that favorably modifies the progression of the disease. Tell me in the comments, which of these 3 powerful fruits will you start including in your routine today? And if you already consume any of them regularly, tell us if you've noticed any difference in your symptoms, no matter how small. Your experience can help other women who are in the same struggle.